welcome to Gigi Creates, where I show you things that I like to make, junk journaling, paper techniques, and more. I'm Gigi, and today I am going to be making, as promised in my last video, lace tassels. Now, I made them for these phone wallet journals. Be sure to watch the flip through and the video on how to make them. So today we're going to make one of these. So what you're going to need is ribbons, trims, frills, anything that really piques your interest. I prefer using laces, denser ones. You can use ribbons like this. Now, I haven't chosen a selection yet, but I will show you what I used for, oh yikes, it's all unraveled. Hold on. This. I know, it's a big fuzzy mess and stuff stuck in it. I haven't quite contained it, but as you can see, it's like, fun frills or something. And it's just really stringy and hairy. But it's kind of metallic too, so it gives a good look if you only have like 2 or 3 strands in there. So I'm gonna put that to the side, and I'm gonna like pick some ribbons here. I'm gonna go with pinks for this, or maybe I should go with golds. I don't know. I'll keep that one in mind. But like, make any color for whichever phone cases you have. Or whatever you have, or you can just use an old keychain. So you'll need laces, ribbons, and like this lace. Let me show you this. This is a nice lace. I think I'll use this one, and maybe this ribbon. I don't want to overdo it with the pink. Put this one back and pick my next one. I'm thinking something light, and I have a feeling I'll use this, one of these small roses, cut it out and stick it up here as my little centerpiece. The top, as you can see, I didn't do one on this one. Some white. And this is where I got this zigzag trim, and you can find this stuff kind of anywhere. Of course, I think it's expensive. I'm not sure. So now I think I'll pick a little of this white one. I don't know. I don't have a pink one. I have some of this lovely snowy stuff. Ooh, and this is pretty. This is all I have. I think I'll use a little bit of that. And do you think we should use a little blue like we did with this one? If you'll notice, I used this ribbon in here and this ribbon, as you can see, to kind of give it the purpley color, that pastel purple, periwinkle kind of color. And I used some creamy white, but I do prefer the lacy side of everything, but I kind of want to veer out into more ribbons and other things. So I have some elastic lace ribbon, but I think we can use it, get away with that. Might not because it's so bright and peachy. course, I have this snow baby blue kind of color. Move this. I have my centerpiece for here. I have the lace that I showed you. I have some of this ribbon with the loops on the sides. You can see those. I wish I had a pink, like that rose pink, dusty rose kind of color. I love that color. It's very pretty. And we have some plain white ribbon. It's 3/8 of an inch wide. And then I have one of my favorite ribbons to use is this, also 3/8 of an inch, I believe. And there's a lot of it, as you can see, right there. Anyway, and then we have this little zigzag piece that's kind of sparkly. So, the next thing you're gonna need will be some of either these things. They're a type of clip that hooks together. You've got to press it out and undo it and then press it back together. They go with chipboard books and things like that, or you can just buy some keychain rings. That's what these are, the ones with double bands that you string your keys on, as I throw it across the room. So you can use these, or if you're lucky, which makes it easier, is one of these D rings. That's what I'm calling it because it looks like the letter D. They're usually found on purses, the straps. So you know you've got your purse, and this part, the looped part, is connected to the purse, and then the strap comes off from here, like this. See? So this is the purse, and then you've got your strap right here. So don't go destroying your purse just to get one of these. You don't have to have one. I haven't used it before, but I think it would just be better to use because all the ribbons and laces can come down here, and then this is loopy so it can jingle around, but it's rather large, so I might not use it. Oh, and you may have noticed, if you've watched me before, that my desk has changed. I have gotten a new desk mat, which is crooked, and it's very nice. It's pretty, and it's actually a cutting mat, so that's good. So I can do my cutting, and then I still have this old Olfa rotary mat. So this is for my dirty doings, like inking or gluing, you know, inking the edges of things. But we're not going to be doing any paper or gluing, paper stuff. Today we're just doing laces. So you'll want to start by cutting your laces down. Of course, if you want to start with picking your base, which would be your widest piece, and also maybe your densest piece, and like the thickest, if you know what that means, dense. So I think this is going to make it easier to kind of envision the lace coming together. Then this in there, and this will all be doubled up so it'll be even fuller. I'm making a bigger tassel, and this is just a demonstration. And then I might use some of this if I... Here we go. Oh, and another thing. I was hoping to use some of this. I got it at the thrift store, and it's like some scarf fabric that's been ripped into strips. Like someone cut it at the top of the piece of fabric and then just tore down to the bottom. And they sewed it together in some places. As you can see, there's little bits of sewing there. And here as well. It's kind of ugly, so. But I was hoping to use this because I really love it. It's kind of strong, And it's a lovely burgundy color, but it might not go. It might just be an eyesore. If I don't use it, or if you, like, if any of you watching have an idea on what colors this would go with, leave a comment. Anyway, back to the project at hand. So this is flat on the back. I know you probably can't tell on video, but I can tell. It's more patterned on this side than it is on this side. Of course, this is the back. So it might go. I think the purple is a bit much. So let's take the purple. I saw this and kind of wanted to use it. Let me roll it up. I saw something that piqued my interest. This is one of my favorite things to use because it is so beautiful and lush. It is called Decorative Trim, and it looks like I got it at Hobby Lobby. Now, it was probably found at a thrift store because I find most of my things at thrift stores. As you can see, this is all beat up and the other side is missing. So a lot of this was found at thrift stores. And this was also bought at Hobby Lobby. I can tell because it's the way Hobby Lobby labels their things. Anyway, this is going to be either my front piece or my centerpiece. And I love to use it in my journals. I can't reach my journal right now to show you because it's across the room and I'm blocked in my desk with my goodies over here. Alright, so now you'll want to decide a length. So I'm going to go to the boring white ribbon, set all of this to the side. Alright, now then, so it depends on how long you want your tassel. Now afterwards you will probably give your tassel a haircut to just even out all the edges. So you will want your outer ones a bit longer because, like, when you're making a journal, the pages will want to go forward and, like, things are stacked on top of one another, and if no matter how thin they are, they still build up a bulk. So, like sequins, they're very, very thin. Yet, even though they're laid flat, sort of, they still build up a bulk. So, I hope that makes sense. I know that's not the greatest example because you can't exactly see it, but, like, this ribbon is kind of thin, and yet it still builds up a bulk. Well, not very much of a bulk, but you can see a small bulk there. So, the way you lay pages down, they're folded in half, but the closer you get to the middle of those folded pages, the more the inner pages are going to stick out. Does that make sense? Like with this journal. I kind of underestimated what was going to happen. And you can see, this is kind of not a very good example because I didn't cut this one down. But it sticks out. So this page sticks out from this page. And it's the same way as you get closer and closer to the middle of your signature. That's what this is. A group of paper that's been folded in half. So the more you get to the middle, the more the pages stick out. So, I know I'm probably going off track and this doesn't make very much sense, but the more layers you have on your tassel, the shorter those are going to be layered. So, like, let's say here's the bottom of my tassel for the innermost strip. And then I lay another and another and another on top, and then finally it ends here, but they're all exactly the same length when you lay them out. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I'm probably just ranting and wasting time, but anyway, so let's get on with it. So, you want to pick a length, of course. Like I said before, I'm probably repeating myself too much. And the length I have with this one is let's see, give or take a centimeter or two. It's about, let me get my ruler. It's about 12 inches, a little over. It might be 12 and a half. So, if this is how long you want your tassel to be, it'll be about 6 inches or 5.5 inches. I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure out exactly 12 inches. And that will make a small tassel. Or, actually, I want to make it 14 inches long. Here we are at 14 inches. Let me get my scissors here. Roughly. Okay, now we're gonna spool this back together and set that to the side. Alright, so now we're gonna use this to measure all our other pieces of ribbon. So this will be all sped up. I will try not to talk unless I have something important to say. So here we go. Okay, now I'm back. So I have all of my pieces. Pink one, the blue one, the white one, the other pink one, the ruffle one. If it'll sit properly. Here, there we go. And the pink ribbon. And if you want, I was going to say this while I was cutting, but I wanted to speed it all up. You might want your pieces to be a little jagged or off, you know, askew, asymmetrical. So you might have your piece be like this. You might want it to be like that, not all the way flush with each other. So that's why I'm saying this now before you go and do it, and then, oh, I want to do that, and I've done that before, so here we go. Just want to make that clear. So now, oh, I didn't do this one. Let me do this one really quick. Alright, so now placement. Also, you want to pick your ring. I'm going to go with a gold one because it goes. And I'm using a keychain ring. You know, that kind. And this kind of thing will get tarnished. And you can put it on all kinds of things. You can put it on a journal, which I'm doing. You can put it on your purse. Or you can put it on your keychain for your keys, your home address or something. Or a locker. Keys for a locker. To remind you, oh, this tassel means this key goes to this locker kind of thing. If you want to have a system, you have pink tassel for locker at YMCA, or blue tassel for key at garage, or something like that, or this kind of thing for this box, whatever you think. So we're gonna do that. Sorry, getting sidetracked here. I heard noises outside. So now placement, like I said before. I'm getting off track here. So I kind of want this to be my base layer, so it's going to go on the bottom. So kind of slip it through the ring and make it in the middle, if that's what you're going for, unless you want it askew. And then we're going to pick another lace. And placement isn't exactly that important layering, because all the pieces will be seen. They'll just not be seen as much as the ones in the front, like this. Like, your eyes sort of spring to just the purple lace, the purple frills and the gold woven stuff. I don't know what it is. It's a kind of tinsely cord that's unraveling. Your eyes just kind of immediately go to that and the rest of the gold. It doesn't quite go to this stuff that's kind of boring and not really that noticeable. So just all depends on where you want it, I suppose. But then I'm going to slip a ribbon in there to give it alternation. And I want the zigzag one at the front. So we lay that there. That looks very good already. That just looks like a little banner kind of thing. You could make banners out of this stuff for a party. Or these could be favors. Like if you got a little girl who likes this kind of thing, but she's like 12 or something. If she's into this at that age, you could do that. And have a party where before the party you and your daughter or something make these kinds of things. If you have a daughter or your sister or something. I don't know, if you're my age and you want to make something for your friend or something like that. Organize a party together. Like, see what I said? It's kind of hidden now, but it still contributes. Actually, I want to remove this one so I can add this in there, because I don't want it to be underneath this. But like I said, if you are a mother and you have a daughter, you could do this for your daughter and she could help you if she's into this and make little party favors. So each kid that comes to a party gets one of these in those little favor bags. Alright. So I'm not really liking this peach color. It's kind of bleh. So I'm going to try and lift this up and then pull this out. There we go. That looks really cool, I think. I don't like the white ribbon there. It might just be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Yeah. Okay, so if you're satisfied with the way it looks on your end, if you're crafting along with me, which I hope you are, or you're doing your own project, if you're writing this down or something like that, I hope you're satisfied. And so now the next thing you're going to want to do is secure it so it stays put. So you can use hot glue for that. My mom, who used to make these, she still does once in a while. She would use hot glue gun. It's on the bottom shelf of my cart behind me and I don't really want to get it out and cause a mess. But, oh, maybe I can reach it. Here's the mini. I know the cord is wrapped all around it and you can't see it. But you can use a hot glue gun and go layer by layer, add a little tiny daub of glue, keep going until you get to the top. But you've got this big glop of glue stain up there. So that's why you might want to add a little centerpiece and just stick that in there. I'm not going to use hot glue because number 1, I have to wait for it to heat up. Number 2, it smells. Number 3, I don't like doing hot glue. So I'm going to set that back down there and I'm going to use either my tacky glue, excuse the string, or my beacon glue. I prefer beacon because it's solvent based and that's the best glue to have because, well, it's actually not the best glue for this kind of thing, but I think it'll work. I've used it with fabric before and it did just fine. Or you can use Elmer's glue. Excuse the noises. You can use this glue. It's kind of like Elmer's glue but a little bit thicker. You can use whatever you've got, I suppose. Hot glue would really be your best bet. Of course, I'm not going to use glue, actually. I am just going to wrap around it. As you can see here, if you look beyond the frills and the little hairs, I just wrapped it, see, with, let me open my drawer to get it out, this. And I got this at a thrift store. So, and I took the wrapper off, so I don't know who it's by. It has tinsel around it, wrapped around it, but that just kind of comes unraveled. See? It's just coming unraveled, so. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wrap it. And then I'll stick one of these little rosettes on it. Then we'll make something to add to this, or maybe this can just be added to this, you know? Anyway. Because I am making a tassel for this, and this would go. Anyway, off track here. So, now I'm going to make sure everything is the way I want it. It reminds me of like a little skirt or something, or a wedding. I don't know, though. I've never been to a wedding. Just gonna try and remove that tail there, or do that and then cut it off. Okay, tinsel removed, and the thing you want to do is you might want to hang this on something or have someone hold it for you. I don't have either of those, and I also do not have a third hand, so this is going to be difficult. So what you can do is kind of like tape it to something. I might do that, or use my poster putty. Of course, I have to be somewhat gentle. Because poster putty can come undone, so kind of knead it to make it sticky and moldable, and then I'm just going to stick it around it and have it stick to my desk. The only problem is I can't pull too hard. There, yeah, see, that's not gonna work. So I assume tape would be your best bet. I don't really have, oh wait, yes I do. I just stocked my cart here with some tape dispensers. There. So that should hold it for a couple of minutes. And you can also situate everything after you're done with wrapping. So you're just gonna wanna kind of do this. And make sure it's at the base of the ring. Okay, now if you feel satisfied with the wrapping, you can stop off here, and what I'm going to do is slip the tinsel back a little more, get my scissors and chop it off, just like that. Remove all the tinsel. Throw this away. Alright. Now then, you're gonna put this away, of course. And now you're going to, no, suspense here, taking forever to get to it. You're gonna take this and tie it together tight as you can without breaking the thread if you've got thinner cording or twine or whatever. And tie it in however many knots you want. Tie it in a bow. That could be your centerpiece if that's what you want. But if you got an ugly wrapping here, I will get to the rosettes, and I'll probably use hot glue. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that off with teeny tiny tails. And I know I wasted a whole bunch, stuck to me. I wasted a whole bunch, but this can still be used for another craft. So I'm going to stick it in tray over here, stick my scissors back, and remove the tape, which will be thrown away because it's now has fulfilled its life purpose. And as you can see, it's all gathered together. That just brought something funny to my mind, but it might not be funny to you, because it would only make sense if you were in my mind. Anyway, I promised myself I wouldn't do that this video. So now you have your tassel. You can just be done. You can hang it on a purse and go. Or you can go in and add one of these. So I'm going to cut out right to here because there's 3 sizes. Large, medium, small. So cut this. Put that to the side. So now we have 3. Alright. Those bits. And then, so now we have these 3 roses, and you can pile them on top of one another and just do that. Of course, that doesn't really look right. Anyway, so now you can pick which one you want. Small, medium, gargantuan, large. I'm gonna go with the small one because I like it. And I'm going to set these in my cart for a future purpose. And now I'm contemplating what glue to use. So I don't know if I should use beacon glue, tacky glue, or hot glue. Hot glue would most likely be the best bet. So I'm going to get out my mini glue gun, my glue sticks, which, yes, I have these ones that are twice the size of these, because these are dollar store, and then this is like Hobby Lobby or something. So set that over there, and I'm going to plug this in, and in the time in between will probably be all sped up so that you don't have to endure the boredom. So I'm going to slip this down in my cord hole over here so that it can go to the depths of power. And then I'm going to find a piece for it to sit on so that it doesn't, you know, get glue all over my desk. I'm just going to stick a few layers of this down because it can come off and it's cheap. Because this thing is prone to dripping, so there. And it never sits the way it's supposed to because it's a stupid cord. So it always lays that way. So now I'm going to go underneath my desk and plug it in. Hopefully it doesn't explode the power because for some reason our power has been having weird stuff. If you plug it in too many places, it burns the circuit, the breaker, blows the breaker, so. And I might, just for securities, add little tiny daubs of glue down here, so. There comes the floodgates. The glue is squirting out, as you can see there. So I'll put this back. myself up and deal with this. Now, you're probably going to see me do something weird with this. This is something that I learned. It didn't exactly work for a little while, but it works sometimes. I'm going to heat up the end of this a little bit. Then I'm going to stick it to the already very short glue stick in the back of the case. So now what we're going to do is take our keychain. We're going to cover up the knot and add a little bit of glue there. It's a little too much. Set this over the protected area and take our scissors because we don't like touching hot glue and press it down. Hold. And then I don't really want to lift that out to do all that. And I might just add something to the top of this. I don't know. Because I've got this chain here and all of this. So I just have this hanging on a jewelry case here. Or a hanger. And would that just be too much, do you think? Probably. Alright. So I'm going to leave it as is. I've got to unplug the glue gun, so I'll be back up in a minute. Alright. Here we go. Now it should rapidly lose charge as it drips continuously. I'm going to put this back. Oh, I forgot about my Olfa mat. That's what this was for. Anyway. Now I'm just gonna sit here and wait for Christmas as that falls out. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap up the glue gun because I think it's done. Just set it there. Doesn't seem to be dripping uncontrollably now. I think it has some sort of weird pressure issue. Alright, so now, as you can see, we've finished this, and this keeps sticking out and everything. So like I said, you can sort of reposition, tuck, and, you know, you can even add bits of glue in places to do this, or you can stick it in a book if you want and flatten it the way you want it to be. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I said it anyway, so I guess I am recommending it if that's what you want. If you want it to be all flat and perfect, go right ahead. Alright, so I'm just positioning. I like that. It reminds me of like a dress or something. So now I can hook it to this. And it kind of looks a little odd with that gigantic thing. So I might attach, yeah, hold on a minute. Just grabbing my pliers. Alright, so now this is attached, and that's going to hang down, just like the wristlet is hanging down on this. So now I need to attach this to this, and that's not as hard as someone might think. It's just a little snug near the lace. So you just have to slip it under one of the bars like that, and turn, and turn, and turn, and turn and move and go and get stuck. Oh, we're not stuck. There we go. So now the open part is hidden within the lace, so you can't attach anything else to it unless you have jump rings. So now I'm going to hook it onto my latest wallet journal, and voila! It's kind of shabby chic compared to this, but I think they're both shabby. I like the shabby chic. So that was today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I know the glue took a long time to dry, but that will be all sped up. So, well, I'm doing pre-tense, so past tense. It is all sped up, so needn't worry. Even though you've already seen that part if you're here. I hope you're here. I hope you watched all the way through it. So, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you in my next video. And let me know if you have something you want to see. I'm up for suggestions. And if there's any suggestions you have for different types of lace techniques or something like that. Or any ideas you might have or what you've made. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!